Sanwanani, Dumelang, Abshane, my beautiful queens. Welcome to our very first episode of Healing with Her. This is the show that creates a safe space for women to talk about anything and everything. We explore the journey of healing, growth, and self-discovery. Here we share honest conversations, uplifting stories, and we are here to let you know that you are not alone in your journey. Yep, and I am not alone. I'm with my beautiful queens here. Ladies, please introduce yourselves.
I'll start with myself. I'm Simpiwe. I am a regular here at home, but if you never come across me and my work, I like to produce, and I work, of course, on a day-to-day basis with Tobeka here. And I'm so proud of you, girl.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sanvon. I am Nondumi Songonyama, and I am a girl from Nelspruit. This very good friend of mine here is studying something great, something that we all need as women. So yeah, be on board.
And this is me, Zotomatikane, aka Zomed. Also an actress, and I'm here to support my girl over here. Let's do this thing. We're trying to heal each other with all the experiences that we have. And here we are.
Ooh, okay, so ladies, when we talk about healing, what comes to your mind? What is healing to you?
It's a process. It's a process. It's like, you know, when umuntu ashonele, and like you're experiencing grief, and you know people have like 5 stages of grief, which is something that people like to try to refer to. But something people don't talk about is how like the 5 stages of grief don't come in order.
They're all different.
It's the same thing about healing, right? So maybe first you might be able to identify what something's happening, and then now you're angry, or now you're confused, or now you're accepting, and then you think that you've gone through your process,
But you haven't.
No,
But you're still behind.
Still the beginning.
No.
Basically.
you know that's
You
what.
were right when you said it was a process.
Yes.
Yeah, I think with me, my definition of healing is basically what you said. Like, it's something that you realize that, okay, this is what I'm supposed to heal from, but at the same time, you don't know how to heal. You know? So it's a process, it's just a process, and you don't know how the steps go. So for me, that's how basically it is. And just because I'm focusing on healing does not mean that I'm going to be healed.
Yeah.
Right?
And yeah. And also, I think, you know, when you heal, I think you should understand also the hurt. What hurts you? If you are healing from something, what is it that you are healing from? Because sometimes you think you are healing and you are not hurt with what you thought you were hurt on, you know. So you understand the grief so that you know what you're grieving for. You know what's hurting you so that you know the process that you're going through as a person, you know. So I feel like you need to understand like what makes you sad, what broke you to even say that now I want to heal from this thing. You know, that's.
And one thing that you must also remember is that not necessarily as ladies, but as people who have a different way of healing, right? For me, my healing journey is me identifying what has hurt me and me trying to relive that moment. Like, for instance, my mom and my dad separated. So that really broke me very, very much, you know? So my type of healing was trying to spend time with both of them in a way that I'll tell my mom, no, let's go here because I know my dad is there. So for me, I'll be able to have both parents in one setting whereby I have kind of like a home in a way. I don't know if I make sense. Remember they separated, right? So I tried to get my mom to where my dad is. Let's say my dad is at the mall or something like that. So we bump into him. I know when we bump into my dad, we're definitely going to speak to him and we're going to have a family time, go to the restaurant or something like that, regardless of how they separated or whatsoever. So that was basically my healing in a way, just to try and mend my parents together. Not necessarily try and mend my parents together, but try and find healing that my parents have already separated and there's nothing I can do about it. You know, So yeah,
Did it affect you in a way,
it
like
did
growing
affect
up?
me.
Like,
It did affect me growing in a setting whereby you go to school and your friend is dropped off by their mom and dad. I mean, I'm dropped off by a taxi. Parents
yeah,
meeting, there's mom and dad. My mom cannot get here.
yeah.
Yeah, it does break you.
Like now, when you are old, do you still think about it?
When I'm old, well, I am.
Or maybe rather,
Well, I
do,
am old. Maybe
do you
rather,
rather maybe you think you've healed from it?
I haven't healed from it because I feel like if I healed from it, I wouldn't be drinking depression pills because of that. I mean, how many years later and I'm still trying to heal? It's what you said. It's a thing that some things you don't necessarily heal from them, but you're able to live with the pain. So for me, it was, well, still is something like that.
When you said what you said earlier on, I chuckled a little bit because I grew up in the church, but I grew up in a Christian charismatic church, which means, fire.
Yes. Yeah.
And one of the things that I remember a lot about the church, right, is that, okay, I'm going to bring it back to black terms because that's a lot of how we can relate to each other as people. Kuthiwa idemoni, once then you can bind it.
Yeah.
And in this instance, what I'm talking about is sometimes trauma or sometimes the things that happen to you.
Breakups
Sometimes,
and stuff,
sometimes it's just about having igama lento. Ukuthi
Identifying it.
name it. Because then when you name it, then you have a language as to how you can approach it. It's just the beginning of the process, but it is part of the process. And I think it's a very important part of the process because my partner goes to therapy. My partner is a staunch Zulu man. Like, my man is a Zulu man.
Yes.
Like, he's a Zulu man, right? And the one thing he said to me, but he encourages us to like talk about things, or like he encourages us as a family to go and seek help, right? Because my partner's like, he had one traumatic experience, and then someone insisted that he go to therapy, and the company paid for it. And he said he got to therapy, and it felt like wahlanza phambi kwalo muntu. And like for indoda, especially phela futhi
Hey, Zulus are proud. I'm very
indoda
proud.
phela iyabamba kwabona indoda kuthiwa indoda ayikhali,
Yeah.
right? But then my man was like, he got to this person ngoba ngathi wahlanza. And it was like he looked up and he realized that lo muntu just watched me ngicela ukuhlanza. Sakabona umhlanza wami. And for the first time, it was like he then clocked ukuthi, hey, bengithela okuningi la.
Yeah, and I did not realize how much I was carrying in a way.
Because it's like kwesinye isikhathi ukhuluma nomuntu and then ikhana mokukhuluma nomunye umuntu hayi ukuthi umuntu mhlawumbe ukubhenge ngendlela ethile. But it's like yazizwa, you say something and then you realize, phew.
You spoke about your partner going to see a therapist,
Yes,
ne?
yeah.
Amanye amadoda, they would never allow ukuthi
Especially
mina mina ngiyokhuluma nomuntu mina hoyo siyenza sina lot. We understand. So like uze kanjani leyo point uthe umuntu a friend said they must go see a therapist. But now, how is he? Is he okay now?
So what actually happened was he lost a very close person to him. And because he lost a very close person to him, fortunately, he was young enough for someone close to him to say, you need to go see someone. Because what you've just witnessed, umntwana. So let's sort this out very quickly, right? In the instance, it was a white woman, so maybe that has something to do with it. And I think that has a lot to do. And I think it has a lot to do with. And I know in our society we do certain things, right? I think in our society, as Black women specifically, I'm going to say that because right? I think sometimes we create spaces and pockets where I hope that we can create support for one another. Yes. But sometimes we don't. And then sihambe siyekhaya sigaxe lento esithwele sifike kumuntu wethu phezu kwakhe yabo futhi ngiyakubona ukuthula phezu kwakhe konke
Sikhiphe lesibongo kuyena.
yeah
And he's not the person to do
and
that too.
but then now not only is he carrying izinto zakhe sikaphethe nezinto zakho, you know. So I mean, I think in that instance, I do think about the fact that it was a white woman who insisted that he go and inspect this and have the healing journey. But I'm glad that that woman decided to say, I'm going to insist that you go to a therapist, and we're going to insist that you go to 3 sessions, and I'm going to insist. And if you don't do it, it's part of your performance portfolio. Like, kuna compulsoriness that comes up about that. But what it's created is that in the dynamic that we have, I have someone who is very forthright about izinto zakhe because he has tools. And I think sometimes it's nokusaba to go to or to talk about therapy because it's like inkinga zami ziningi ziyangihlula, but it's like it's tools, it's toolbox. And I think as a society what we really need to normalize is people babe nama tools khona yabo kunento ethile here's the tool that I can use
So
to come
glad
across
to hear that. And coming to you, Nondu, you spoke about depression.
Yes.
How is it going now?
Ooh, okay.
And also for abantu abamamelela ngaphandle, and then just to know how to deal with depression.
Okay, so
How are you dealing with it?
am I really dealing? Am I really healing? I don't know how to put it, but okay, let's start from the beginning. So 2023, which was last year, right? I got diagnosed with depression and anxiety around, I'm crying. Around May. No, you guys are making me cry. Stop. Okay. We're healing. Let's go. We're healing. Okay. I'm a big girl. Let's go. Okay. So in 2023, April, I got diagnosed with depression. It was quite bad because my medication was moved to the highest point, to the highest milligrams, you know, to the point where I needed sleeping pills to actually switch off my mind and sleep. Because if I go to bed, I think about the problems I have. I think about the things that I still need to do. Think about the plans that I had. And I feel like the mainstream of how my depression started is me. You know, in life, guys, we set a point that, okay, from this age to this age, we all wanted to get married at the age of 25. Definitely. We all wanted to have children at this time. We all wanted to buy a car at this time, you know. So for me, it was a matter of being at a space where, for me, it was a term of being where I am, and those are the blessings that I prayed for the previous time, but I'm not enjoying the blessings that I'm in right now because I'm praying for something better. So I'm basically not enjoying what I had prayed for. You know when you're in high school, I want to be in my apartment, I want to start working, I want to do this, I want to do that. But now, okay, fine. So what's your problem? Because now you're living there, like you're there, right? But I cannot enjoy what I've prayed for because I'm praying for more things. I've got a deadline. When I hit 25,
I think that happens to most of us.
Yes, that was
Now
one.
it makes you feel like now you do not have gratitude of like the things that you've accomplished because we all at some point wanted to be somewhere.
Yes.
And then you don't even realize when you get to that point in life, because when you get to that point, let's say you want an apartment like you are saying. Now, when you in that apartment, you're seeing yourself in a mansion. You are not appreciating now the space that
especially when you are depressed, it's
understand?
like you don't see what's good. You only see the bad things.
Yeah.
So for my journey, it was basically that. Okay, it's the achievements part. Like, there's so many things that I've achieved in life. Lately, I've tried to be very grateful for the things that I have. For the things that I do very great in my life. And I'm still young, guys. I'm turning 23. I mean, and if you look at me and you look at where I am and you look at my peers, I'm not comparing, but there's a very big difference between all of us, you know? So I think that was one main thing that had affected me. Another thing that affected me was my grandmother's passing. My grandmother's passing was not nice. I mean, every passing is not nice, but I was young, guys. I was 13, and it was just my mom and I, and my grandmother in the house. Slalaga gogo, fine. My grandmother gets sick. My mom needs to drive her to the hospital. We're in the village, right? Sekemu, my mom needs to drive my grandmother to the hospital. She puts my grandmother in the hospital. I'm 13, guys, and I'm packing my grandmother's hospital bag. And you know, when you pack a bag, you think, I'm packing a bag, I'm going to London, I'm coming back. I'm packing a bag, I'm going to Joburg, I'm coming back. I packed my grandmother's hospital bag. I packed my grandmother's hospital bag in hopes of her coming back, but she came back in a body bag. And that's one thing that nobody wishes for, you know? I mean, yeah.
Oh, I can definitely relate to that because I think one of the reasons why we're friends, we connected on that level because we both of us are going through depression and what. I remember when I lost my grandmother, sasimbiza ke ukhulu ne. At that time, we were in Rustenburg, and ukhulu wami wayehleli with my youngest siblings, uSphesihle noSphithemba. So she fell sick, and they had to rush her esibhedlela. And then abantwana basekhaya, they were so young, right? And then they were waiting for ukhulu ukuthi abuye esibhedlela, right? And then okay, I'm okay. Yeah. And then no one told him what was happening, right? Babona ngabantu nje sebebuya sebezokhipha amatrasi bendlala. They were like, what's happening?
Very confusing.
I remember when we received a call in Rustenburg. Oh.
Yeah.
And when I lost my sister, I'm still dealing with that. I'm still dealing with that. So yeah, and depression, it's I axionic game. Like I tried committing suicide so many times, and I think it traumatized because every time when I get overdose on it, my husband called her and then she comes, and then when I wake her up, right, I'm like, oh, my sister didn't see me like that. Oh my God, like it's very hard.
My next question though is, especially because you guys have, you guys connected on this. When we're talking about the healing process, what does community do for you? Like abantu abaseduzane, friends, family. You've just spoken about the fact that, sometimes the shock of ish akumelanga ukuthi ususwami angibone nginje.
Yeah.
How are you able to, number one, create space for your family or the community to support you? And is that easy? Like yakhona kulula, and like, how have you found a way to maybe negotiate to allow that to happen?
If I may say, to get that support, yes, they are there, by support, but for you allowing them into your space, it's very difficult. For me, I don't have many friends. I just have my family. I remember the last time when the incident your overdose happened. Bafika bazongibona, and I was like, I don't feel like I wanna come out of my room. I don't want to see anyone. But now they are there. They drove all the way from Rustenburg to here in Pretoria to come see me. But now it was selfish. But they were there. So damn, it's no.
I think these kind of things are very, very difficult, in a manner that some people are dealing with. They are dealing with death, and some of us are dealing with people that are alive, but we've got, grief on those things. For instance, if if I'm to talk about, let's say, my own experience with where I am in life now and me trying to heal, it's not about somebody who's dead or the separation, for instance. I think I've got childhood traumas that are still haunting me, you know, how I'm the last born at home, how my sisters, they treated me growing up. You know, sometimes I ask myself that, is it okay to have expectations to people that you think they might be doing things for you? I'm looking, let's say, if family cannot do, or siblings they run all out for her. She's the last born, and she's making sure that everything is fine. The siblings are making sure everything is fine for her. If she's got a new job, they all pile up together and what can we do? Our sister has got a new job. She's in a new city. Can't you buy her a car? I'm not saying it happens, but when you know that there are those means,
Support, yeah.
now you want to compare yourself with people, and you think that maybe it's supposed to be a norm because it's happening to that family, it's happening to this family. Why is it not happening to me? You understand? So I grew up with those things as a last born and having sisters that I can say are fortunate to, like, you know, do things for us, but I did not get that kind of a support, and it got into me, and it made me to be where I am in life, where when I think about it, I'm thinking, you know what, if I had the support from these people,
Things would have been better.
things would have been better. If maybe, because now I graduated, before I even went to AFTA, for instance, I went to CPUT, I graduated. My sisters, they're both working for government, and their husbands, they've got connections, even how they got to jobs themselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're having a younger sister. I mean, you can just try and find something. I know somebody that can do internship, can help you with internship, but I have to be now crawling for myself and trying. I felt like at some point, you know what? Actually, I'm alone. You find yourself now finding defense mechanism, things to do. And you're like, okay, I'm going to do this to make myself feel better about this whole situation. Not that I'm ignoring it, but the more I focus on it, that I've got a sister that could do this to me, let me now find something that will help me to, you know, overcome this whole thing. You know, you find yourself in a space in life where, for instance, now I can stand up tall and say, I've made myself. I've made myself who I am today. Nobody made myself. At university, I went, NSFAS was there for me. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I will find myself dating somebody that I know, you must be doing something for me. Because I know, Bana, at home, they're not going to do what I need them to do for me. While they're there, you're finding yourself in those kind of situations now because nobody cares. Nobody cares. You now grieving on things. But people that are there to actually assist you. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not sure which one is harder, to grieve for that or to grieve for death.
Person that has
When
passed
something
away.
is like, I don't know, you know, you are ongoing, things are happening. When it's difficult for you, you are still on your own, but you've got people that you know they could be helping you or they should be helping you as your siblings. I think it's quite difficult because I've never really, I've always regarded myself as a strong person. I've only diagnosed once of anxiety disorder. I think I was losing a job at the time because I knew still I'm depending on myself, you know. That's the time I knew there was, okay, and I took those pills and I didn't want to dwell on that. So I can't say today I don't have, let's say, depression because I'm not diagnosed of it, but I try to not focus on the things that like on the things ezingazenzi ndikhule ezandenza ndifish nokubana ndisad and hold people accountable because I find myself getting some quotes ezithi into yokubana at the end of the day you are on your own. Nobody owes you anything, even if it's your mother owes you ukukhulisa until a certain age, you understand. For figure a certain age now you need to be by yourself. So ndizomeleza ngento ezinjalo bana, you know what, xa ufikela apha ekugqibeleni funeka uzimele, find your ways, you are on your own. At the end of the day, nobuno sisi, nobuno mama, nobuno bani. At the end of the day, nobody owes you anything. So I think I stand by that. In the end, and this is okay. I'm for me. Even I say that to my child, Bana, I'm helping you to grow so that you can grow and be independent by yourself.
Yeah, just a quick question, ne? Ekhuleni kwakho umentionile indlela abosesibaka bebekuphatha ngayo. so the abuse, ne? So now, how is it like? Does it affect your relationship yako? Like mauno partner wako? Do you still have that anger? Let's say your partner wako uthi kancane, and then when
I'm very, like, I am, because even my partner said to me the other time, you've got anger issues. We need to go for therapy. And I knew that he is not the problem. I knew that I'm the problem because I've been defending myself all the time. I've been standing up for myself all the time. Anything that is trying to trigger me, yes. But for me, don't come for me now. I'm by myself. I've done things for myself. So don't come. Even if it's a small argument, I want to stand up and say, you understand? So you don't want to be like that. You want to be soft to your partner.
Yes. So and then you say those things, and then why did I even say that? There was no need. But the anger is the one that pushes you.
You know, at some point, for instance, at this moment, I've got only one living sister now. The other one passed away without actually even resolving this. She was in hospital the whole year last year, and I wanted to address these things. And we were trying to get closer to each other so that I can talk to her. Yeah. Unfortunately, she was in hospital and she ended up passing away last year, October. Then, at the time, I've already addressed the other one. They are all older than me. So I've addressed the other one and she didn't want to take accountability. Yeah. I'm not saying she should or what, but she must acknowledge how she made me feel growing up. Yeah. Now, this is since last year, my sister's burial. Until now, I have not spoken with her. Because I called the family, because I wanted to now address my trauma so that I can heal. You know, I called everybody, they heard my side and they heard me. And I told them that don't take sides. This is the problem. And then they could see, because at the end of the day, what I'm saying is what they also know. Then my sister was there, and then she said to me that she has all the answers to everything that I've said, but she's not ready to talk to me. That was on the 5th of November, 2023. Up until today, she said she was going to talk to me and say what she feels about what I said to her that traumatized me. Because it's not like you can't tell somebody how to feel, first of all. Yeah. If you are shouting at me and when you think you are talking to me, if I'm receiving in a way that you are shouting at me, I receive it in the way you are shouting at me. If you care enough for me, you say to me, I'm sorry that you are receiving it that way, but this is what I'm trying to say to you. Do you understand?
So much of the conversation so far has made me think of the fact that as women, like, we kind of think of ourselves as, like, the word that comes to mind is a fortress. Inte bamba manzi.
But twara
musadi
or something. Wait, Bukhali is the sharpness.
Yes. That's exactly what that means.
Okay.
But at which point do we create space? At which point do we ask for space? When
can
do
I be
we
vulnerable?
do the thing where it says, and I think I get it, right? Abafazi who came before us were teaching us this for a reason, you know. Men would go off and go and work, right? But also, at which point do we, when we're talking about healing, right? Yeah. Because part of healing is also requiring that we be treated differently. You stand in a space and you say, hey, lento ngiyenze yona ayingiphathanga kahle. Mufuna ukudila nami from now on. Ngicela ukuthi ungiphathe ngendlela ethile. How do we do that? Sinavigate kanjani siyithini?
Engxaki ke ngoku into sekubeni bana we are dealing with people that does not want to take accountability. When uzazi expressa into kubana ayiniphathanga kahle kwathini abe umuntu justify into kubana engakuphathanga kahle. There's no accountability in that ke ngoku. That's where the problems now.
But how do you then wazi ukuthi ungchiti, like angiphathanga kahle, and wena awufuni ukacknowledge ukuthi angiphathanga kahle, wenze njani?
It's like upartner wakho makakuchithele, right? And as women, we can feel these things.
Yeah.
You take your car, you come back, I go to your car, I can see khona ama-strawberries lan. Uthe uphuma noSipho. uSipho nawe nidla ama-strawberries.
Khona lip therapy lapha yana.
Kanjani? And then when you're trying to ask, aphika umuntu abentabeni. Ati, you don't trust me. So if there's no trust, what is this?
What is this?
And then
Proof.
mese kuyenzeka-ke nansi proof mese ayavuma. The process of forgiveness. Ooh.
It's another.
I think it's more deep because
It
like
breaks you.
For woman, sibuza into esiyaziyo. We just want you to
confirm it.
To confirm it.
Yeah.
So if you are going to lie to me, ngento engiyaziyo, you are making it very difficult for me to try and heal.
Right? And to forgive you, how can I forgive you? Because you lied to my face.
Because I already know. I just want you to come clean and say. But you don't come clean and say that. But instead, you add more lies to it.
But now, if you are saying what you are saying, so you're asking somebody something that you already know the answers to, and you just said it now.
Yes.
You've got a proof. So how are you going to heal yourself? Finding out what you find out and still wanting this person to confirm it, whereas you already find out and you've got a proof. You are not going to heal yourself if you are still going to be with the same person that has done that to you and lies to you in your face.
But then do you run? Like, are you supposed to?
I'm not saying you must run.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you must run because I'm coming to you. You are my man. I find this and this is evidence. First you lied because maybe I did not have a concrete evidence. Now I've got everything in full. Nansinto.
Yes, I just want you to say it.
As a person that find out, so what do I do for myself to heal? Because it's not about him. The healing is not about him, it's about me. So, do I want to continue to be with this person that does this to me, first of all? Because umuntu akadingi ukwenza izinto ezininzi to you, to show you that they disrespect you or they disregard you. Do you understand? So now, it comes back to you. Uthini ngawe wena? When you find lezi zinto, ufuna uphuma njani kwezi zinto uzifindile? Because I change la nto leya. Whether you stay or not, leyo ibhaqele into does not change. You're still going to continue hurting because it's not going to be easy now to trust him again. Yeah. You spoke about trust. Yeah. It's not going to be easy now to trust him again. You say sorry, you're still there because you think you love him and whatnot or whatever. You're staying for your children or whatever, comfort, whatever. Now, but you are not happy because you have not healed from what you find out.
Also, leaving is not an option for some women. You know, like, skhulisukba mfazi uyabegezela.
Yes.
You sit and you begezel, but what are you begezela ring?
You must begezel, girl.
You must begezel. You can't just leave.
Yeah.
You can't just leave.
You can't.
You can't. That's side. You can't just leave. You can't just leave.
That depends on an individual though. And how you want to because there's so many illness like depressions, there's so many things that are happening. Mental health, HIV and all that. So there's so many things.
And some people when they cheat, they don't even protect themselves. Umuntu cheats without a condom. Who does that? Nishadile for 10 years, umuntu come goes ginengane, umuntu khulele for 6 months. How?
You know what I mean? But in my mind, but that's why I keep saying
How
and for me, like I think I keep going back to question number 1 or what I was saying earlier on. Where is a safe place for a black woman to heal? For women to be vulnerable?
Ungasikhulumi isingisi.
As a consequence of my colonial education.
When our native language.
But ke imake
njengoba sizibheke njengeimbokodo. Yes. Ikuphi lapho esingakhalela khona sikhalela
kuma partners ways usingaphinda sikhalelepi.
But siceda
ukuthi I know because sometimes it's like the only place you can be since lungu sakho vulnerable. It can only be with your partner, and you need to get to that point where you guys feel comfortable and trust each other. But now, hey, see, disappointed and shame, and now we can't even talk to our parents because umama uzothi ndodakazi bekezela umfazi so I don't know. I say any good therapist
I think a therapist in guys.
It's therapist.
Okay.
I think a therapist in guys, because you know why I say that? Because even us as women, we don't support each other.
We don't. We hate each other.
We hate each other. So ndizafuna uthetha nawe mina ufuna uhlekisa ngale nto mina ndikuxelela ngayo. Uba jonga umuntu wami ngoku uyathi ufuna uhlekisa ngam. Mina umama sona ekhaya ko roof ufuna uhlekisa ngalonto. Do you understand? But if you are going to deal with somebody who is educated to do that, who is trained to do that, then it's better, because you're talking to a stranger, and like you were saying earlier on, you said if you now offload something, guys, I'm gonna talk. Nobody will wrong, but the minute you start to talk and offload,
Can I ask a question? So, let's say partner wako cheated on you or broke your heart, whichever way, right? And then you guys decide to go see a therapist or a marriage counselor, right? And then when you guys get there, right? And then therapist he's a male, right? And then guy mese niyaqabana futhi ngiqabanela yona le nto le niyenzayo la athi no, he was on your side because he's a guy attractive yakufuna yabo mase niyakhatha ni resolve kanjani le nto siphumelela kanjani.
Then yabona into that le oyibekisa ngayo ne, couple of things could be happening with this specific example. Either one, vele therapist is like being shady and like doing some shit. Right? Vele ukubheka indlela ethile and mhlawumbe wena ubonanga indlela ethile umuntu wakho uyayixoka. One. Or two, umuntu wakho and you actually have to get to a point where you are auditioning multiple therapists so you can find the right person. Yabo? Because it's like going on dates. You know, the first time you talk to a person, things might seem like one thing.
Yeah.
And then maybe it's not the right person, you continue to another person. Like, yonke into kuyi-process. And I think kwesinye we live in an age of such instant gratification that you think that the first therapist you see, the first guy you see, the first person you talk
to, I'd say, oh no, she's on your side because you're both women.
Yeah, but then what could also be happening is perhaps the other partner is slightly resistant to the process. Here's what therapy is. Nah? Therapy is you looking in a mirror and the mirror is saying 1, 2, 3, 4. And
It's like you are standing in a mirror naked.
Yeah.
You can see everything.
Yeah, ubona ika, ubona la umuntu ke wakushawa khona, ubona ukuthi unesibhejeja konke, you know? Because a person, when you can articulate yourself, or when you can present yourself in a certain way, and then the person says the thing back to you, and you're like, wow, that's a lot of information, right? So then it's also down to, is the other party also willing to work through what you guys need to work through?
Yeah.
Because if there's something I'm learning, is that marriage is a collaborative.
It is.
It's a collaboration.
Teamwork.
It's teamwork.
Yes.
Not
even marriage, like couples
Partnership,
who
yeah,
have
just
been together. There are people who have been together for like 5 years, 10 years, and they are not married.
Why banga globalile?
It's couples.
Umshado. This thing, guys. Okay.
Guys, we're over
This thing, guys. It doesn't mean anything. Yes, abantu mabagqokela ama ring, they think ukuthi they this and that. No, it's all the same. Lalela. It's like bathini mawushada indoda. Uletha indoda endlini. Le ndoda ibiza washela, manje ayisakwazi nokwasha ifila izandla. isifile kwayona iphinde izokunikeza nabanye opikinini lana usokuwena umama manje le ndlela guys no umshado nomjolo mina I think kuyafana
I think ile concept yokuthi mawushada uzoba
image again but ke asikho lapho soqhubeka nayo leyo topic leyo next time asikho lapho because this one goes deep but guys to be honest do you think as women mhlambe ithini inkinga mhlambe kwenzakalani
I think personally for me that's what I've been trying to come to like with all the topic like lama question kade ngilokho ngabuza I believe that singabantu we are having an experience but wonke umuntu that and every instance that you are coming across is teaching you something that's my personal philosophy umuntu mambona they're reflecting something back to you about yourself so with that in mind, I think anytime that something is happening, it's either you're accepting it or you're condoning it.
Yes, actually.
Deserve a high five.
Actually.
Let's go.
I bought my high fives, I fly, and I'm in the high five.
But that's my philosophy, right?
Yeah.
And then that's
the truth, though. That's the truth.
Yeah.
It's either you, like, that's exactly how you say it.
You know, so sometimes how do we, as women, look at the situation and say, hi, how am I addressing myself? What do we do?
Wait, but manje, what do you mean, Mauti? Inkinga ingam. What did I do ukuthi inkinga ibengam?
Ezinye izinto, some things are lessons for you to grow.
Yeah.
And then some things are calling you to evolve.
Yeah. But no, man. I'm a mistake, amadoda. If indoda yenzile something, why ngithi mina into ingam? Why kumele ngizijudge as umfazi? It's not me owenzile iphutha, indoda yenzile iphutha. So manje why ngithi inkinga ingam?
No, ngizwisisa. Yeah. Moyibeka kanjalo ngizwisisa. No, I hear you. I hear you about that. I hear you about that. But in the instances where we are wrong, I'm not talking about the instance you're talking about, but sometimes it's wrong.
Definitely. Yeah, no.
And siyakwazi uku-acknowledge ukuthi it's wrong.
Amadoda, they mostly lack communication. Mambala amadoda guys that can be like strictly vulnerable and express who and how they feel about something. Ambalwa sithi abahle nje la paint ishepa sithi abahle nje we want them to be accountable of things. Do you understand? Bona they in fact babe kutalkia ngokwabo sicela ungabuzwa. Can we go with the flow? Can we not talk about yesterday? Can we move forward without you understand if bekutalkia ngokwabo? So it comes back to what I was saying the other time. When I said to you the other time that when you find something, you already find out. You find out. I will say it again. You find out before even you go to him and confront. What do you say about yourself?
And that's the moment of self.
That's a moment of self. Because funeka uqala uzazi nokubana njembe mina ndisithi ndiyayifumana lento uyenzile uyayibomba uyenzile. Ulele nalomuntu uyambomba ulele naye. Umithisile uyambona umithisile. What do you then do? Masiphume nilando yobana umuntu wabekezela and what not. But we live in a world where there's mental health issues. Do you understand? Now when you fit enough to ba ndimxolele. In fact, xa umxolele manyani na okanye uhleli ngekona.
Sometimes you can think ukuthi umxolele and then kuvuke into and then you go back to that thing. Uvumbulule wonke lawo manyundululu.
Wathi uboyfriend wami wathi kumbana khaya kunithanda uthi kum uthi khaya unithanda uncancazela ukubone sunithanda uhlele esikhepheni so yanazena because ndigadile because kaloku siyabuyelana after a long time we trying to bana silungisa izinto and ukuthembanga because onishiyile wathi sunithanda ngempundo enye abengiqomba right ngithanda ngempundo enye because yey ndikuthanda ngempundo enye ndiyakwazi onishiyile before. Do you understand? But do I want to put myself in a space where ndizothanda ngempundo enye? mna ke ngoku ibuyela kumba do you want that for yourself ba uthanda umuntu uhleli ngecala ukekele unewari bana this person is going to leave me now and this person is going to again cheat on me whatsoever that has been the problem for you guys before. So it comes back to us guys. Ufuna ndoni wena ucinga ndoni ngawe. Healing starts from within. You cannot rely your healing from somebody else. Uma usithi imbokodo yazi yathini when uthini nge-mental health yakho because uzibhaqa usekipilisi ze-depression. Uma ucimba fana ba hayi imbokodo bekezela for who? Who must be sick?
Zoe, wait. Don't you think ukuhlala ngempundu zinye also takes us back to bekezelering? Because why uhlezi ngempundu ezinye?
Hence I'm saying to you ba le nto yohlala ngempundu enye also comes back to me. Dihlelela ndoni aba ngale mpundu
yazi yazi malisho njalo
dihlelela ndoni ngale mpundu
yiwani lapha esontweni bathi ma umzalwane lalela iza esontweni uba umzalwane ungahlali ngempundu eyi1 ngena because mawuhleliso kulula ukuthi uphume hlala fully
iba yeah ile kana ndichilo bana ibuyela kum
Where is our safe space?
There's no safe space.
Where is our safe space?
There is no safe space.
It's an individual.
Because manje uthi if uthi angeke ngibekezele.
Safe space it's an individual thing that you decide nxa uhlelele into kubana jonga mina ndinguzodwa madikani I cannot take this. Noba yi friendship, noba yi sisterhood that you are having issues with, anything that traumatizes you, as long as uyazi when but as an individual mna nale partnership no sister wam nale partnership nale friend yam nale partnership nomuntu wam I cannot take it because it does not serve me. At the end of the day I'm sitting here because ndicima ndiyamthanda because akho la guys uhlala usuhlukana nomuntu unaye for a longest time ni intimate every day nihlala nobabini. It's not an easy thing even noba nihlala nobabini but you've been together for the longest time, you've done so many things together, so it's not an easy thing to just hayi ndiyaphuma ngokumna apha andisekho lapha but ifike ibuyele kuwe bana ndiyayifuna nale friendship ndiyayifuna nale sisterhood ndiyayifuna nale marriage ubuyele kuwe ne-mental health yakho then you start healing uye ku-therapist
guys.
Hayi nikhulumela shame. Yes.
Yay.
We never put ourselves first.
We
as
don't
women.
put ourselves first. I'm telling
like
you.
maskhuluma ngalento I'm just like
you won't heal if you don't put yourself first.
but when do you put yourself first Zoe? Ukuhlala ngempundu ezinye you're not putting yourself first.
Kaloku ndichile to mam.
Asibambe bathini ibambe comrade ibambe. Oh my gosh, this was wow, this is amazing guys. So in closing, just an advice for someone who's watching right now at home, who is going through a lot, mhlawumbe usemshadweni or usemjolweni, and she's dealing with trauma isasemncane and now useselana emjolweni and zambuyela, like ningam advise nithini, how can she deal with that?
I say fetch the bag. Uyazini bag oh.
Fetch the bag.
Akayazi bag. Akayazi bag. Uyazi bag shop.
Show me. Lande choma land.
Mina ngazi ukuthi fetch the bag ulanda imali.
Fetch the bag is landimali lanti. Wait, manje, why were you high-fiving? What were you high-fiving for? Man, to fetch the bag.
Yona le, fetch the bag. Yona le.
Yeah, love. Fetch the bag. You look lost.
No, I get it. No, I get it. Huh? And for me personally, that was like my, and I was saying this to Sobeka earlier on today. When I was in my early 20s or my mid-20s, I got that.
Fetch the bag.
Get it.
She fetched it. We're fetching it.
Get it.
Get it.
Choose you all the time, my baby.
And ke futhi noma ngabe sekuthiwa ushadile ne ushadile isigangara sendoda esilethe imali endlini, lalela girl, zinake savings yonke le mali ayifakayo savings
Guys, wait.
saver because babekushiya
Baza uzahamba ne-plastic bags zakamasipala mntasi.
we are there with ayasiqede hayi liyabona le conversation namhlanje ibishisa. Oh my word, gals, thank you so much for joining me today. I enjoyed this. Hayi shem ngithokozile kakhulu, and please catch us next week, same time, same place. This is Healing with Her. Of course, my name is Sobeka Shangase. Intombi emhlophe kudlukela ngale phuma. Yep. We're signing out, baby. See ya. Oh no, wait. Before we close, please don't forget to comment down below and leave your comment, and maybe, who knows, ungazithola ukuthi
now uhleli lana nathi sikulethe lana studio uzokhuluma nathi and become part of the family. Okay, now I'm out.